What's up, guys? It's Jason with Napier Photography in 3D, and today we're going to talk a little serious. Get ready. So, in the last month or two, some things have been happening here on YouTube that all of you guys are aware of, but the way that we as content creators has changed in the last couple months has been pretty drastic in the sense of what people's goals and the things that they want to do here with YouTube. So now I'm only speaking my opinions here. These are not opinions of other people, but I thought, in the off chance that one of my students that want to do YouTube or someone that follows me that's younger may have some questions as to what they need to do to be a YouTube content creator and how to be a responsible content creator, because I think that's important, because that's really what I want to talk about, is being a responsible content creator here on YouTube and how that translates into followers, how that translates into your brand. Because realistically, what you do here on this channel, what you do with your channel, is all about branding and personal branding. And I think that's super important, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or on YouTube. So I talk to my students a lot about, what you put out into the world, what you present is pretty much your brand. I talk to them about, how the world sees you is really important. And we live in a day and age, unfortunately, where everybody has got Instagram, everybody's got Facebook, everybody's doing YouTube, everybody wants to be the next big thing. They want to go viral. But I want to teach you a few things today, or just give you some tips and things like that. I'm not a huge channel. I'm nobody. But to a lot of the kids that I teach, I'm somebody. They watch my channel, and I'm hoping that maybe I'm going to reach some of them and maybe some of their friends and potential people that kind of just have some of the same thoughts that I have, but maybe just aren't saying them. So why do I do YouTube? I do YouTube because it's fun. I do YouTube because I'm goofy, I'm nerdy, I'm silly, and I enjoy doing those things. But there's responsibility that comes along with doing YouTube, being funny, and putting your stuff out there. Okay, I think with anything with social media and just the internet in general today, there's just so much bad stuff out there. You got to be really careful about what you do. So I'm not preaching to anyone today, but let me just talk to you about this. I've got several of my friends that are the owners and presidents of their businesses, and a lot of my friends that are in HR, one of the things that I don't know a lot of kids realize, but your YouTube channel, your Instagram channel, your Facebook, your Snapchat, all of that stuff is fair game for future employers. So I would caution you to look at your brand, and especially parents, if you're going to allow your children to have cell phones, you're going to allow them to have Snapchat, Instagram, all that, you got to look at how your children are presenting their brand, because whether you realize or not, one day your brand is going to be called into question when you go to get a job, and that's just the facts. A lot of my friends at HR, they go through and they want to know your social media sites, they want to know all of those things, and they look at it for your interview. So hey, it's great that you have abs. It's really great that you look great in certain outfits, but I want to caution you to look at that and think about what job you want to have one day and what you want to put out there. It's kind of like tattoos. It's kind of like anything with like piercings and stuff like that. I tell my students all the time, tattoos and piercings are fine so long as you know what job field you're going into and how that's perceived. So let's get back on your YouTube channel. So the new policies and procedures for YouTube, you got to have 1,000 followers and over 4,000. I think it's 4,000 hours. Is it 4,000 hours or 4,000? Yeah, it's 4,000 hours of total watch time for the year. I think that's right. So what does that mean for you as a small channel? Well, it doesn't mean anything for you. It means you just keep creating great content. They're basically just setting a standard a little bit higher, and it's not so much higher. I mean, I'm nowhere even near that, but with 1,000 followers, with having over 4,000 hours of, I think it's 4,000 hours of total watch time, they know that people are watching your content, people are subscribing to your content. You're not just some hack out there just trying to beat the system. So yes, it hurts small channels, but listen, on this channel, I'm not making any money. My son's channel we do together, which is, it used to be Graphic Gamer TV. So if you look for it, it's Graphic Gamer TV, but it's going to come up the Game Changer. I'll put a link to it in the description. But I think we made like just a few dollars this year. So it really didn't impact us so much because we only had like 150 followers on that channel. We had a lot of views on there, just like this channel. I've got probably 12,000 views on this channel alone, but I'm not making anything as far as monetization. So let me break that down for you guys that are new YouTubers, my students that don't understand how you make money on YouTube. Basically, through monetization, once your channel is verified and you have so many followers and so many hours of view time, they basically monetize your channel. So everything that you put out there, advertisers can advertise on your channel. You probably see it on bigger YouTubers and you kind of get what that is. But based off the amount of watch times and commercials that people watch, the advertisers pay back a kickback to you, and from that you get money. Okay, so now sometimes that's small, sometimes that's big, depending on how large your channel is. If you have millions of viewers and through monetization, it's awesome. Now, this is where we've got to be very responsible about how we do things, and I don't want to jump around too much, but if your goal is to be monetized and to be YouTube famous, that's fine. But you've got a responsibility. It's kind of like Spider-Man. You know, I'm a superhero fan, but you know, with great power comes great responsibility. You guys saw that firsthand with some of the YouTubers just recently having some issues. I know Logan Paul is very popular with my kids and even younger kids. You know, and I think some of the things that he does it's funny, but I think with great power comes great responsibility. It's no different than these childhood stars, you know, like Justin Bieber and things like that, who've fallen from grace from time to time and then had to rebrand themselves and come back to what they did originally that people loved and basically latched onto. You know, we all like funny. We all love to laugh. I mean, I'm goofy. I mean, I'm 44 years old. I wear Marvel Universe shirts. I wear Harry Potter robes. I do videos on video games. I do photography. I mean, I'm by no stretch of the imagination am I just a boring old man that just does everything. I like to have fun. But within that, there are boundaries that I know that I need to stay within because I know people watch and I know people see things. And as an educator, there's certain boundaries we just don't cross and things that we don't do. So I'm very careful with things that I do, that I keep that in mind. So I think that if everyone kind of does that and keeps in mind that people are actually watching your content, that people are actually looking at your Instagram, and it could impact a future relationship either with an employer or a future relationship with a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you need to keep that in mind. And just because you don't have that many followers right now doesn't mean that you won't have that many followers down the road. And your digital blueprint is always there. My son talked about that. My son and I talk about that because he doesn't have an Instagram. He does have his YouTube channel, but he doesn't have an Instagram, Snapchat. Well, he did that one time at Disney because that's how they checked in with their chaperones. But he deleted it as soon as we got back from Disney. But he doesn't have an online blueprint, which is good and bad. I kind of wish he did some things, but to be honest with you, there's a lot of pitfalls with social media, and you guys that are watching that are younger, you know. It's all about who's popular, how many likes, how many followers you have. But I would encourage you from here on out to just think of it like your digital blueprint is now becoming your resume for a future relationship. It's a future resume for a future job. It is your brand, your name, your face. You have to think about that. So now, me, I'm a photographer, and I do 3D printing, and I do video gaming, all these things. So the way I brand myself is I'm upbeat, I'm fun, I like to laugh, I like to have a good time. You know, I do new things, I'm wacky, I'm funny, I'm silly. That's me. That's what I do. That's the brand. That's what I put out there. But if any of you guys know me personally, or you're one of my students, you know that's who I am. Unless you're in trouble, and then you get this guy. So you guys know that's who I am. Who I am on here is who I am in person. I'm very handsy when I talk. I lecture, I talk, I say, I preach to my kids. I talk to them about how to be, how to act, how to present themselves to the world. So I don't want to be any different on here. So if you're new to YouTube and you want to be YouTube famous, that's great. But you got to put good content out there. And I'm not talking about, high quality, get expensive cameras, get a ring light and all these other lights like I have. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about good quality content. If it's funny, make it good, funny humor, not at anyone else's expense. It's no different than, I guess it's no different than, you don't want to do things that are bullying other people or demeaning other people for the sake of likes, for the sake of going viral. Unfortunately, I get to see some of the best things in our younger generation and then some of the not so great things in what I do. And the one things that I see kids constantly, if something happens, I see them get their phones out because they want to go viral. They want their video to be seen. And so it gets them into a lot of trouble. So I always caution kids that, be careful about what you record. Be careful about what you put on the internet for people. Because unfortunately, we live in a world where even if you do the best, even if you have the best intentions, even if you're the best people, there are people out there that will just trash you and demean you and rip you apart. And over the last 4 or 5 years, we've had a huge situation with younger people committing suicide and things like that. And I think it has a lot to do, and I'm not saying it's completely has to do with social media and things like that, but I do know that the pressures that I faced as a child, as a young man, are nowhere close to the things that children face today with trying to be popular, trying to be viral, trying to be, the next, Logan Paul, Justin Bieber, whoever, next rapper, singer, whatever, and they just go about it the wrong ways, I think. And so there's no formula for instant success in any of this. It's just you want to make sure to put your best foot forward and then let whatever happens happen. So don't get caught up in the numbers. Don't get caught up in going viral and doing pranks and doing stupid challenges and things like that. I hear my kids talking about stuff like that all the time, and I want to caution you with, although you see those videos and they get a lot of views and everything, that stuff's risky. And I'll be honest with you, a lot as an employer, they're going to have a hard time if they go back and find videos of you, hitting yourself with things or jumping downstairs. They don't want to invest that time and training and money in you knowing that you're a liability. So if you don't know what a liability is, you're risky. Okay. Now, these people that you follow that you think are funny and everything like that, that's great. But some of that stuff you may think is funny right now, but you think about their jobs. They don't really have the type of jobs that your mom and dad have or like I have. It'd be really difficult for me to do some of the crazy antics that some of these YouTubers do and still maintain the level of respect that I would hope that my students and my coworkers have for me. They know I'm silly, they know I'm funny, but none of the things that I do or say or the things that I do impact my job other than they just say, you know what, listen, this guy's goofy, he's, whatever. They can say I'm immature, they can say that I'm all these things, but, I just have fun. So I guess my whole thing is just being a responsible content creator, knowing your brand that you're presenting out to the world, and then knowing that your digital footprint follows you wherever you go. So you got to be careful about that. You want to make sure that what people see online is who you are. It's genuine. Don't be anybody else. Be yourself. Don't be the next Logan Paul because he's himself. You know what? And the way he portrays himself on his channels, it's not really who he is. I would encourage you guys to seek out people that are maybe, they don't get their views at the expense of other people, making fun of other people or demeaning other people or races or things like that. I would just caution you to not get caught up in all that. And to be honest with you, if you're only on YouTube to be famous, to be rich, the likelihood of something like that happening is very rare. It doesn't happen. So just create great content, things you enjoy doing, things you like to edit, things you don't mind for your friends to see, because that's what I do. I just put things out there that I think are fun or interesting or exciting. And if people find it interesting, funny, or exciting, then that's great. If they don't, hey, move along. But anyway, it's not about the views. It's about how people view you. Okay? It's not about the views, it's how people view you. And, being memorable is way better than being viral. just, you know, not to throw too many cliche little things that I'm just kind of thinking up off the top of my head, but I just want you guys to be genuine in who you are. Those of you that watching, my kids, my friends, any of my followers, I hope that you find that I'm genuine. I hope you find that my content is refreshing and it's just kind of zany and silly, and it's just me being me and just having fun recording things. I'm not caught up in views or subscribers. Yes, I say please subscribe to my channel because I do want people to see my stuff, but I'm not caught up in, hey, I need to make so much money at this. I have a career. So I would tell my kids, get a career, do something you love, go to college, get a trade, do whatever, work hard, get a hard-working job, manual labor, whatever, and then make your money, do fun things on the side. If those become virtuous and amazing and fruitful and become something that make you money, awesome. But I don't make any money doing this. I just I make money doing my main job and then my photography, and then I take it and put it into this so I can have fun when I'm not doing those things. But anyway, hope I didn't go on too much for you guys. This is not my normal type of content for you, but be responsible with your content. Be memorable, okay? Watch your digital footprint. Your personal brand is very important, so be careful what brand you're putting out there. Market yourself, but don't sell yourself out. All right, that's it for today from Napier Photography in 3D. Hope you guys are just, you know, having fun on your weekend. I know I am. I'm going to get and do a few more videos today and talk to you guys about some of the other things I've got going on. And so that's it from Napier Photography in 3D. Please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We've got new content coming out once, twice a week. Anyway, have a good weekend, guys. I'll talk to you soon.